Well, hi there, folks. This is Simon, and this is the 2022 TAC Championship. Championship. And this is ManaT versus NohatCoder. ManaT in white, NohatCoder in black. This is game 4 of this 4-game match. They split their first 2 games. ManaT came out on top in game 3 as black. We're going to see if he can come out on top in game 4 as white. If he does go on to the semifinals. If not, if Nohat comes out victorious, that means there will be a tiebreaker that needs to be played between these two players. And there's some complicated bidding stuff that goes on with how that works, but we're not going to get into that until we need to. But this game is going to be played just like all the other games in this tournament on a 6x6 board with 15 minutes on the clock with a 15-second time increment, meaning that 15 seconds get added to your clock after every move. And also we're going to be playing with 2 komi, meaning that if the game ends without a road, then 2 gets added to black's flat count score. So we have seen the first game today, meaning third game. First game, third game, it's hard to keep track. Game 3 went to flats. I think game 2 went to flats, and I think game 1 may have also gone to flats. So I believe all games went to flats, which is the case when you have 2 top players who are pretty evenly matched. It's likely going to go to flats, but those games are awesome and really fantastic. So I think we're going to be seeing another excellent game. This first game was really good. We saw some good back and forth. Black was winning, white was winning, black was winning, white was winning, black was winning, and it just went back and forth a few times throughout the game. And so that was really exciting to see. And yeah, I got to be looking at this game 4 as being a really nice game. It's very decisive. It could be that ManaT wins. So without any further ado, let's jump right into game 4 of this 4-game match in the quarterfinals of the 2022 TAC Championship. ManaT in white and Nohat in black. Also, before I forget, Aliono2 is on and commentating with me.
Hi guys.
And now that I have potentially not forgotten everything, we're going to jump into game 4.
I hope so. I wasn't exactly tracking you. I was busy. I was busy wondering whether I should have said anything before I was introduced.
All right, we're seeing adjacent corners here at F1 and A1, which I much prefer to the A6 and F6 opening they did last time. I like it better when we're at the bottom. But we see that Knight's opening for ManaT and immediately the play at D3. And white just going for that vertical.
Are we gonna see an F3 placement? No, an E2 placement. Unorthodox. Going for
now, ooh,
E5.
Is there a capstone going to be dropping at D5? That's so tempting.
I think this is baiting the capstone to drop on D5. I don't think it belongs there.
Yeah, it's probably a bait.
It was not dropped.
The capstone at D2 is probably better.
I would say this is not yet a position where a capstone should be dropped anywhere. I also don't think E1 is particularly I mean, this is the opening. This is my own opinion, but I think F2 was better here simply because it just reduces the length of a straight like sequence of stones, which is typically bad. I mean, having a really long straight sequence, because it allows for in the future some like more profitable plus FCD moves potentially, and it's easier to break apart with a capstone or a wall. And we are seeing the capstone drop on D2. There is another capstone dropping on C4. Players are playing blazingly fast.
Although I feel like they're not playing as quickly as they did in Game 3. Game 3 was anomalous in how quickly they were playing all those moves.
I think white is in a very good spot here.
Yeah, I like white's position in this move.
Black has very very slow momentum, and he's slowing his momentum down even more.
That makes
Um,
sense for No Hat. I know that he doesn't play a lot of high momentum moves early in the game since he wants to play, especially as Black with Komi. He wants to play for that flat win at the end of the game, and so he's going to play these moves to sort of set up the board to do that more so than go for those quick momentum moves early on to force moves.
yeah, but both players should typically in most openings play for momentum because momentum is in the end of the like a way to force your opponent to um, like do things he doesn't necessarily want to, like place walls or make captures, which ultimately is how you win the game. But um,
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure you learned all of that from my momentum video in Tech University.
yeah, well, about that. Anyway, this is the first stack threat of the game, and Black is capturing in an sort of unorthodox way.
I mean, it does work. And if White plays, for example, at e5 to try and get that back at some point, does Black come up with the capstone?
I've I feel like white should go for a wall on e5, but goes for the flat instead. That's also fine. So now white has got some threats like e4 right or e5 right. I think
Or
e4 right
f2?
more. Yeah, but f2 is, it's not really
It's still
useful,
there
I
and
don't
it's
think.
placing a flat.
It is, but okay, now it's not possible. What? Wait.
So White plays
Oh,
there. So I like this move from White playing at b3. So Black's capstone comes up, right? He's looking at this
black's
horizontal line, but Black can go for the vertical. Still, White cutting that off is nice, but it's going to be problematic. I think in the next few turns, this is going to be really difficult for White to defend. I
Yeah,
think I think a wall at d2 on the previous turn instead of the flat at b3 would have been better. But
yeah, we're seeing some more rapid fire moves. I also don't think D2 was particularly precise. I would think C2 is more correct because it works towards the horizontal, but Nohat typically goes for one direction mostly, so we've seen that in game one as well, I think. Where he had a choice between going for two directions and one and chose one. Not going for a very unorthodox move here. Opts not to after a wall from white dropped on f3, he opts instead of making a tag threat to make a 0 FCD move.
I feel like you almost have to
That
drop a wall on f4 here.
yeah, that opened up. Whoa! F3 was there. You could have played even a flat there for your own tag threat. I'm not sure what was exactly wrong with that. Now, okay,
I
now
think
black is
what
going
was wrong
for.
with it was that they're playing too fast.
Well, yeah, of course. Black is going to drop on c1 now. I would expect c2 here instead because that builds a very strong citadel in a very important position, and it still allows black to like continue building left and down, eventually going to get like b2 or b1 or c1 and getting a connection here. But okay, c1 goes for the vertical. Still, just avoiding going for the horizontal.
I mean, he can still drop at f4, and it's still a good move for white.
I do think so. Although now there are some potential issues with that maybe. Because black does have a pretty decent control of the e5 area. Um, so he could maybe take on e5.
Ooh,
Okay,
the capstone comes over.
white comes over with the capstone. That makes sense. I was also looking at this move instead of sf4 or f4 after free f4 left. Yeah, it's hard to evaluate this position right now. So, okay, black spreads up, creates a massive field of just so much of CD in the top right corner.
Does
Like,
does white bring d4 up on a d5 for the self-capture to recover those?
I wouldn't think so.
Or do we see a wall drop on like e4?
I would actually think that it's the right time to stop caring about that area entirely.
Yeah, and switch
And
gears
then,
to your vertical threat on the left-hand side?
not even. I'm thinking C2, intending to go with the capstone down and go for a horizontal.
Okay, that works too.
Because this activates your capstone in a very important way. It just permanently prevents black from okay, instead going for
That I like
e4.
that too because black was going to play there on the next turn, and that was going to be attack threat
Yeah,
that he
that's
would have had
fair.
to have stopped basically with the capstone.
Yeah, but I mean you want to play 2d4 minus, I think. So this wasn't necessarily bad for you. Um and yeah, if black went ahead and played e2, then that would be another attack threat, but then you come down to d2 and you have attack threat, which would be great. And then maybe c1 right happens, and okay, so Nohat is going to get the opposition with the capstone by going 3 plus.
So black coming up there, he's basically saying, okay, I'm going to be playing e3 on the next turn. So white
There's
again
a
could play on e3 and kind of mess him up, and he's got that wall on f3 to be able to
I
come over.
really I really like se3 here
Just a walling e3.
at e3. Yes,
Yeah, it's not bad. That's
this
pretty
would
powerful because
this would
there's no way black
permanently
wants to smash and give up those flats.
yeah, this would permanently put black's capstone in jail, which is a really strong move generally speaking.
Yeah, I do
It
really
does
like that right now.
it does cost a lot to do that though. I mean, it costs momentum, it costs one FCD, but I do think the long-term benefits of that outweigh the cost. But goes for the E3 as well, which is instead, which is fine as well, I suppose.
Okay, and he
We're
drops to
seeing some
e2 to keep black from playing at e2 for the tag threat.
we're seeing some more rapid fire moves here. Um, I would expect a B1 from black maybe,
I mean, we do also see that Nohat is still above 15 minutes on the clock.
and we do see B1. So B1 has two. Well, yeah, B1 has two purposes.
Well, black's going to
One
play at
purpose,
f2 now.
uh,
I mean, it's attack threat for black. White doesn't have one.
I'm not sure if I would play that.
It's basically
It's
his only threat option at this point.
I was more thinking about going down with the capstone back to e3,
Yeah.
making the vertical threat. Although
If you make the
white
vertical threat,
can,
white plays at e4 and then makes their own threat.
But then you can play f4.
And then white can bring the wall up, I guess?
No, bringing the wall up would
Oh,
be
it would be a
leaving the
loss,
road.
yeah.
So that's the reason why b1 was played, I think. And more, okay, instead goes for the threat. I think e2 left is now the play. E2 left allows white to make attack threat on d3.
Yeah, I like that move. I like e2 left a lot here. I mean, it's moving into the citadel, which is problematic, but
Instead captures that with the wall. Now f3 is pretty much. Wait, is f3 guaranteed though? Maybe the capstone does want to go to e3 instead. I mean, I still really like the concept of the capstone coming to e3. I'm not sure why. I guess it just like belongs there. And Nohat agrees. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I would be surprised
the
because
only
that would
move here is
blunder
the
a rook.
capstone to d3, right?
Well, there was d1 left as well, but yeah, but the capstone coming to d3 is very strong. Maybe the capstone movement onto e3 was premature. Okay, black just doubles down, moving the capstone to e2 now with no threat,
So
but white follows.
I don't know why he would do that. I was expecting maybe even a placement at e3 or at e4 or something like that to go for that horizontal line because black can't go for it with the capstone at d3. But now black can go around white's capstone.
But now white can go for d4, I think. And what that does is it sets up c3, sorry, b3 right, and then potentially 2b3 right, 2c3 right with Tinue.
I mean, wouldn't black just play e3 before that?
Right. Uh, oh, and I suppose when black plays, so wait. So d4, e3, b3 right, e4, and then 2b3 right, you don't even need to take on d3, although that would all okay. So none of this matters now because white decides to go for b2.
And b2 is pretty strong. I think that's really good.
So b2 works towards the vertical, the horizontal at the bottom.
And it's also really defensive because being able to come over onto c2 is huge.
Yeah, that's the main idea. Black does not care about that.
Now, will we
Decides to
see?
play e3 anyway.
No, we're seeing the capstone come over.
Yeah, that was another question whether he wants to go for b2 right or for d2 left. And for d2 left, I mean that makes sense to
And this
me.
is attack threat for white.
It is quite easily stopped though. Although
I think white's going to want to
although
play pretty soon. Once that gets cut off by either like a flat or whatever, white wants to play at c6.
I think there are some traps here. Maybe after d2, isn't it possible for white to go d1 left? So what that does is, um, well, it's attack threat in two directions for starters.
Both are stopped by b1 right though.
Yeah, but then it's possible. Okay, none of this happens again. Now I would really like to see c6.
Yeah, c6 looks really good here.
Just black does not have the time to deal with this threat properly, I think.
I mean, black has a threat in 2 moves, but easily stopped. No,
Goes for
plays it
d2
at
instead.
d2.
That is still attack
It
threat.
is still attack threat, but I don't think
And
it's as strong.
and the capstone cannot go to d1 because it's too fat. It has seven pieces in that stack.
I mean,
So
yeah, because that would lead to a horizontal road.
so this is sort of very annoying for black to deal with anyway. In fact, how does black deal with this? Yeah, I was looking at b1 plus, but b1 plus, this just I mean, this allows a lot of things. I mean, b3 ride is possible.
Do you still play c6 here? I think you would play c6 here.
Yeah,
Oh, why
c6 is
d6?
possible. d6, I don't think d6 is much worse than c6.
But
It's
e6 can
not
come left
Tinway.
onto it. So it
Yeah,
delays your threat by a turn.
yeah, but I mean,
You lose
2d6,
momentum by playing at d6, basically.
but I don't think black wants to capture there anyway. So, and we do see that though.
But now you do
This
b4
move,
minus.
oh yeah, b4 minus is devastating, I
And
think.
that's why I was thinking c6 instead of d6, because b4 minus, this is practically Tinue.
Well, it's not anyway, but it's very annoying because you're now losing for FCD, which is not something you want. Although, I guess after the spread right, there is a wall on
No, so the
d4.
spread right here, that's what I was thinking of for the spread.
Ooh!
That was the spread I was about to explain. You leave 2 behind on c3, so you can make the threat by either placing it d4 or by capturing 1 up with c3.
Yeah, I think why this. Yeah, I mean, this was already um, true for a while, but this is the first position where it's crystal clear that white is very much ahead in this game.
And now black is able to bring this over because now there's no horizontal threat to worry about. And he leaves
Yeah,
behind
but
that
but
flat on
he
e1.
but this is a zero FCD move, so
Yeah,
it's not ideal,
but it
especially
stops
since
the road
you're
threat
already
momentarily.
behind. Okay, but now I mean this is getting interesting because now that allows black to throw to d3, recovering some flats. No, it doesn't, because that will leave a road going from e1 to d6. Very tricky. So how do you do this?
How would it
It's
leave a
not
road
Tinue,
going from
right?
e1 to d6? Oh yeah, I see
Sorry?
it now. Yeah, because the c3 double stack.
Yep.
So now if white comes over with that wall to recover, black drops a wall to hem it in and to be able to capture onto d3.
I would imagine that taking on c4 would be very good now.
I think white dropping it at d4 would be good also, or taking on c4.
Goes for neither. This is also I mean, pretty much Tinue threat. I mean, this is like just constantly some huge threats from white.
Yeah, white is really
Let's.
playing dominant, and we saw that in game one. No, sorry, game two, where ManaT was white and just really steamrolled in that game against NoHat.
Okay, so let's see this. So is I mean, okay, let's take a look at flats because this is important.
E3
Um,
minus. So if he does E3 minus here, that's a threat that the wall coming down onto D3 doesn't stop.
e3 minus, but then black could go for 6d1 plus, but then that leaves a flat on d1, which leaves d1 left to be playable.
Mm-hmm.
So I get, yeah, okay. I think this is a position where you are forced to now go into this very awkward sequence of 2e6 left, c6, or potentially something else than c6.
Well, you also have after e3 minus, you have 2c4 plus.
Or, no, you need to go, I see what you need to do now, I think. I think you can just go to e2 minus.
Not
That
after
does temporarily.
e3 minus happens.
No, sorry, 2e2 minus. Did I? What did I say? Wait.
You said 2e2 minus, but if we're talking about if white does e3 minus, what's black's response?
Right.
Oh, I don't know why that was played.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm getting lost in the sauce anyway, so.
Yeah, I think e3 minus here was basically the win for white.
Wait, I'm sorry. So, d4 minus doesn't that just like win for black?
It's really good for black.
That like resolves all of black's problems
Yeah,
immediately.
I would say that 33 white playing at e4 was a massive blunder.
This is still attack threat.
Yeah, but black has that wall there now.
The black can just spread like all the way to d6 now, getting a +4 FCD.
That's what I was thinking about.
And what's the flat count now? 9 for black?
10 for white.
So that would put
So
black ahead.
white can smash here.
White can
White
smash here.
should
White.
smash here. That's attack threat if white smashes.
Right.
And black can't stop it with the capstone. Black's only move to stop this right now is e6 left.
Yeah. Well, e6 left loses, 2 e6 left is
Yeah,
necessary.
2e6 left, sorry. 2e6
So
left is the only move black can make at this point.
well, 2 e5 left also stops it, but I think this is anyway.
Yeah, I think it's anyway for white.
I mean, you have to go to c6 now, so 3d6 left, and then white plays d6, and then
And
2
then
e5
2e5
left,
left.
and then d6 left, and then, yeah, 3d5 left, and then just 2. No, wait, that doesn't work.
It might not be anyway.
No, because you can just take on c5 afterwards. Wait, but that does, yeah, no, that's not.
It's not anyway, but man, is it close. Oh no, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is anyway. Yeah, it's anyway.
Well, it's Galet anyway, so.
Yeah, if it's not anyway, it's Gaelic. Because if he does e5 left, then you just do d6 left, and then that wins. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is a Tinue position here. Man, that was good.
Yeah, nothing to do. I mean, you can go.
I think the blunder here that did it for black was bringing that wall onto c3 for white to smash. That basically just did it. That locked it in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do think it's. I mean, is there any way out of this? Let's look. No, this is the only move. 2 e6 left was the only move to prevent. I mean, there was also 2 e5 left, but 2 e5 left does nothing that 2 e6 left doesn't. So yeah, I do think this was Tinue all the way. Wait, what happened?
No, it's fine. He just plays at c6 now, and it works.
Okay. Yeah, it does. Or you can even
Or
probably do
spread.
it
It doesn't
faster.
matter. The spread is fine, or just playing at c6 is fine. Goes for the placement. Capture. Now we're going to get a recapture from c4, probably 2c4 plus.
Yes, and we're done. There is not a single move that prevents the Tinway now. Good game from ManaT.
Yeah, that was some solid play from ManaT here. And good play from NoHat as well. But I mean that was a really great Tinue sequence. Wow. But
And
let's
yeah, and
not
with that,
forget that means that ManaT has defeated NohatCoder and will be moving on to the semifinals of this 2022 TAC Championship. So congratulations to ManaT. Now this
yeah,
means
congrats.
that NohatCoder has no chance at winning this. He is out of the tournament. He has won the TAC Championship in the past. He is a previous champion. Fwib is the reigning champion, but Nohat is a previous champion. So now that's big. That's big. That's a big rival that is now out of the running for this championship. And I know a lot of people picked NohatCoder to go through. Very few people picked ManaT as winning against NohatCoder in their prediction brackets. So this is big. That was awesome. That was a great game too. Great game to watch. A great couple games to watch even.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, congratulations. This is yeah, and we will be seeing ManaT in the semifinals against
Someone else that
right,
if you know who that is, don't tell me because I don't know yet.
right,
But yeah,
indeed.
that was a lot of fun. But that is all for today. Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to check out the description below for all things TAC, especially the TAC Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of resources like strategy guides and people to play with, like me or Alion or all of these people we're playing with, and lots of other folks. You can also play asynchronously on the Discord server as well, playing just one move a day if you want to. And anyway, that is all again, and thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.